Or you can just sit here and come along for the ride. And it could be some ride with these two. Mervyn King, big scorer. Dave Chisnall, being marketed by his management team as the biggest 180 hitter in the world of darts. Difficult to argue with him. Hit more than anybody else in the Premier League, despite the fact he finished 7th.
In this event last year, both players beaten by Jamie Caven. Chizzy in the second round 6-3, then Mervyn in the third round 6-5. Mervyn had beaten Phil Taylor in the previous round 12 months ago.
Well, considering these guys' scoring potential, it has been a bit of a quiet start. Plenty of time for them to get going, though.
Yeah, Simon Whitlock looked good against Brendan Dolan, didn't he? And the winner of this one playing the big Aussie in the quarter-final, as you say.
Well, whoever it is, I can't imagine they're going to have the crowd with them. The Germans have made their affections very definitely known for Simon Whitlock over the last couple of years. Mervyn King, 36 off, so wants double top. Dave Chisnall should get himself at least one dart at a double. This would be for a break of throw. It is only going to be one dart. And it's a double top himself. There it is, Dave Chisnall takes out 75, and Chizzy takes an early advantage.
Yes, could be an important break of throw. It remains to be seen.
A bit more like it from Dave Chisnall in his distinctive outfit, yellow top, bright gold darts. Mervyn King filling it up, though. There you go, first 180 of the match. Lovely sleeves on that top for Chizzy. Makes you wonder what he'll be like in a vest. There are certain social media sites you can see what he looks like in a vest. It's quite spectacular.
Both players ever present on the European Tour this year, playing all 6 events. And Mervyn King making it all the way to the final in Veldhoven, as I mentioned.
Better leg of darts from both men here. On a finish after 3 visits to the board. Dave Chisnall looking at the big one. It's not going to happen. Can he leave it handy? Doesn't really help him. Mervyn King will start on the 19s. He may only get a shot at the bullseye. Well, that doesn't help at all. And he'll be back looking at 80. And if he does come back, Mervyn, who usually go treble 16 for that route, not many people do that with 3 darts in their hand. And he is going to come back to the board. Let's see which way he does go. I would expect him to go treble 16 for double 16, but yeah, that is the way. Well, I was going to say the problem with that route is you don't get a shot at a double, you only get a shot at the bull. But when you slam it in the bullseye, it does not matter. Mervyn King levels the game up. It is a break back.
Well, obviously works for Mervyn. Breaking straight back. So 1 apiece. And the match still to go up a few gears, you would feel. And one which has all the hallmarks of going all the way. Next up is Adrian Lewis against James Wade. That should be a corker.
You don't get many bigger names than those two. And it's only a last 16 tie. This European Tour throws up some mammoth games, even in the early and middle stages of it.
Yes, James Wade having to come through the UK qualifiers. And up against the number 10 seed, Adrian Lewis. He looked very good indeed, pushed all the way by Benito van der Pas last night. Lewis averaging 105.1, but that was surpassed this afternoon by Peter Wright, averaging 111.29 in his 6-1 win over Michael Smith. Peter Wright up against Justin Pipe later here in Dusseldorf.
Well, just before that match, I was speaking with some people who were suggesting maybe the cracks in Peter Wright's armour were beginning to show. Maybe he wasn't quite the player that went on this ludicrous run to the World Championship final that was throwing silly averages all the way through to the back end of last year. Maybe it was starting to fall apart. 111 average doesn't look very much like it, does it?
11 minutes that win over Michael Smith took.
Ludicrous arrows for the man in the multicoloured clothes. Mervyn King looking for a 2-1 lead, to take the lead, in fact, for the first time in the match. Double 16, he loves it down there, and that's why. There you go. He was 3 for 3 on double 16 when he took on Darren Johnson in his first game here in Dusseldorf. Mervyn King, absolutely deadly on that bit of the board. Just twirling those little bamboo cane shaped darts into the little green bit in the bottom left of the board. It's so easy for him when he's playing well. Chizzy, they are big gold javelins of darts.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see the variety of styles of darts these top guys throw. In terms of the barrel and the grip and the shape.
Everywhere but the treble 20, those from Chizzy. Not far off. But he does have a 100-point lead in this as he looks to level things up at 2 apiece. Perfect from Dave Chisnall. So looking at a potential 14-darter, Dave Chisnall. Mervyn King, well, I think anything less than a 140 probably isn't going to be enough to apply much pressure. A ton gets him to a finish, 60 doesn't. So Dave Chisnall, he can take his time with this one. 62, there's the treble 10, double 16 he wants, and misses outside with his second, not with his third. And Rog, Chizzy's manager, dripping with gold. Chizzy must be earning too much money.
And after the first 2 legs went against the throw, legs 3 and 4 gone with the throw, and there's Mervyn King with his second 180 of the match to kick off leg number 5.
Oh yeah, Merv's second maximum of the match. Chizzy yet to hit one. With Chizzy, you get the feeling it's only ever a matter of time before he starts pounding that treble 20, but he's managed to keep pace with Mervyn so far in this match, despite not hitting the treble with as much fluency. It has to be said, Mervyn hasn't been hammering the 140 scores. It's been a 180 or not much. A bit like that. But he's down to a finish. And Chizzy's not going to be. So Mervyn King. Well, probably put a lot of money on him not going for the bullseye if the first 2 went in the treble 20. Just wants to set it up, but not put any in the treble, so all he can do is plod his way down towards the target.
So to edge back in front, Mervyn takes a sip of water. It's very warm here in the Maritime Hotel this evening, and likely to get warmer as the evening goes on, I feel. Double 18 for a 110 to check out. To edge back in front, 3-2.
Well, not much between these two. It's fair to say that neither of them's really got going. The 315 dart legs, that's a decent standard of darts. 17 and then 18. But in a lot of those legs, the other guy's not really been waiting to bounce. I mean, you know, 200 points behind. That's why you see the averages are so low. You might think, oh, 315 dart legs up, so all right, that'd be 100 averages. But
yeah,
if the other guy's 200 points behind you, that really does drag your average down. And Chizzy, for the biggest 180 hitter in the world of darts, trademark, copyright, whatever you want to do, a first 9 average of 83.
Yes, and yet to find a maximum, as you can see there.
Well, that's a good dart if he's looking for one. That's not a bad second dart. Oh, Ask and the good Lord will provide!
Right on cue. Back comes Mervyn.
This would be a sickener for Dave Chisnall. He's in his first 180 in the match in this leg, and Mervyn King stolen it away from him. 161 checkout. A moment of real quality from the number 11 seed. What a visit, what a checkout, what a time to do it.
What a leg of darts. Mervyn King, a 161 checkout to add to the 110 that he took out earlier in the game. And here he goes again. Well, it's been a while since Mervyn's won a title, around about half a dozen ranking wins since joining the PDC in 07, having reached 2 Lakeside World Finals at the BDO.
He does have a habit of making finals.
Yeah.
3 times on this European tour alone. Probably, you know, he had Steve beaten right where he wanted him and ended up losing out in the German Darts Masters. Also MVG a couple of times, most recently in Veldhoven. Not been far from adding some more trophies to his collection. And it's moments of quality like that, 161. A 12 darter, finishing 161 on the ball. Followed 110 check out in the previous leg. He's got a healthy lead over Dave Chisnall in this one. Mervyn King has kicked in just when he needed to. And Chizzy, the number 6 seed, well, he's got it all to do to turn things around. You can see Mervyn King, a little twirl of the darts in his hand. You have to say, he doesn't see, there's no grimacing or anything like that from Mervyn King. His back must be in relatively decent shape.
Yes, he did have some back problems at the start of the year, which sort of came on after the World Championships at Ali Pali, where he lost in the 3rd round to Adrian Lewis. But again, as we've seen so many legs of this game, the one player well ahead of the other. Although Chizzy has set up a big finish should Mervyn not take out this 72.
Well, that means he's got one dart at double top for a 5-2 lead, and it's there, and Mervyn King, he's 1 leg away. He's on the brink of a place in the last 8 to play Simon Whitlock. Dave Chisnall has got to produce something very, very special. He's got to win 4 legs on the trot. Bearing in mind he's not managed to win 2 on the trot so far. It would be some turnaround. But it is not beyond the capabilities of a man like Chizzy, particularly, you know, with his scoring power. He could buy himself opportunities, but he's got to kick into gear, and he's just not done that so far. Better. Even better, Dave Chisnall.
He is one of those players that can suddenly go on a surge with the big scoring, the big outshots, and suddenly put 2 or 3 legs together in next to no time. But if he's going to do that, he needs to do that very quickly indeed, with Mervyn King needing just 1 more leg for victory and a place in the last 8 here in Dusseldorf.
Well, this is a decent leg of darts from Dave Chisnall. Don't get me wrong, he needed it, but Mervyn King has got the throw in 2 of the remaining 4 legs, and he'll know all he needs is a, well, more than likely he'll only need a 15 darter. And once again we see a player a couple 100 points ahead. Mervyn King. Can he put some pressure on here? He can, you know. He can put plenty of pressure on. A 3rd maximum. And the crowd are waving their 180 cards around. The noise hasn't even died down as Chizzy's throwing for tops and then 10s, and he's all around the board. It's 5s and he's missed that as well. And Mervyn King is going to get a dart for the match, at least one. And that 180 may well have just played a bit of a part in that, as Mervyn King, well, he's lost his score. He should be nowhere near the treble 20.
That's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. That was for the match. And Chizzy lives to fight another day. Double 2. Well, he's in the madhouse now.
Well, Dave Chisnall has got one of the 4 legs he needs. Officially, it's not a mismatched dart for Mervyn King, but I'm writing it down as one. He should have given himself a dart at double 16. And it's criminal. A lot of players will say if you've got a choice that you've got 52 left, go for the 12, because if you hit the treble accidentally, you're not going to bust your score. But Mervyn loves that double 16. That's where he's gone. It should be absolutely nowhere near. Simon Whitlock kept it in double top because he was staying away from the treble 20.
Yeah, Mervyn King should be home and hosed. And back in the hotel room and preparing for a quarter-final with Simon Whitlock tomorrow. But Dave Chisnall may have something to say about that.
Oh, all of a sudden, after basically waiting to pack up his darts and go home, Dave Chisnall won that leg. He's got the lead over Mervyn King in this one. This would be one of the breaks of throw he needs. He can close this leg out, and he's hitting that treble 20 as well. He's hitting it very, very well. Oh, Chizzy! Chizzy back from the dead! And with a new lease of life.
What a time to hit your second 180. A possible 11 darter on here. And then who knows? Well, whether the jitters would start creeping into Mervyn King. Double 16 here for 5-4.
We might just have a game here, folks. And Dave Chisnall throwing here. Hold your throw. We're into a deciding leg and anything can happen. And Mervyn King, having bust his score on 62 by hitting the treble 20 when he wanted the single for double 16, he came back from the board having a little chuckle to himself. Oh, well, it'll be all right. I'll get another chance to go through here. You might not, Mervyn.
Well, that's why we love it. The twists and turns, even over a short format of best of 11 legs. There are the checkout stats.
You can see, if Mervyn had given himself a darter double, he'd probably have hit it. Now, has Dave Chisnall got what it takes to take us all the way to a deciding leg? Right now, it looks like he does. The averages have steadily crept up for both of these guys during this game, but markedly so for Dave Chisnall in the last couple of legs. He's only in the low 90s, so this isn't brilliant from Chizzy, certainly not by his own high standards, but it's been enough to drag himself back into this game. He's going to come back with a dart, you would think, at double top, to tie this game up after being 5-2 down.
If there is something Mervyn can cling to, it's the fact that he will have the throw in the 11th hand deciding leg.
Well, don't bust it, Chiz. And he's not, but he has kind of blocked it. but he finds double top and we're going all the way. And Mervyn King, a wink and a fist bump. The pressure is on the man from Bradwell. And if he doesn't find a treble here, which he doesn't, he's kicked off 41 and deciding leg, and Dave Chisnall has an opportunity. Oh, that's just below where he needs it. And I think that is as well. But he's good cover shooting on the 19s.
Well, it took a little while to get going this game, but...
Oh my word, Mervyn. I think he may be going to pieces slightly here. 91 scored after 6 darts. Dave Chis just handed the advantage to Dave Chisnall. Chizzy not really taking advantage of it in a minute. Can he find a trouble with his last dart? He can do, just like he did on his first visit to the board. And it is enough for Dave Chisnall at the minute, and Mervyn King is all over the place. Oh, scattering darts around.
Dear. Well,
Mervyn had this game won. This game was in Mervyn's pocket, and you can trace it back to 1 dart. At 5-2, he hit the treble 20 when he needed the single. That would have given him a match dart. Since then, it's just not had anything less to give.
incredible. The psychology of darts. Rod Harrington's been talking about that on a few occasions over the course of the commentaries this weekend.
Once again, last dart, Dave Chisnall hits the treble, and it's just proven enough. He's down to a finish, and Mervyn again in the one, missing big numbers all over the place. It's a disintegration. Absolutely unreal. This is the Brazilian defence in the first half of the World Cup semi-final.
He's hit at 12, so 92 left. He will be back with Mervyn still trailing on 257 and doing a bit of a repair job on the flights in the background.
Well, Mervyn King, well, he's changed his flights, but he's still hitting the ones. 83 is not enough for Mervyn King. Dave Chisnall's going to get 2 match darts here, and then he can come back if he misses those. But the man in yellow, is he going through to the quarter-final? An event that seems so unlikely at 5-2 down. The first match dart's high, the second match dart isn't, and Dave Chisnall has stolen a win. Or has Mervyn King thrown it away? I don't know. All we do know is that Dave Chisnall's through to the quarter-finals. He'll play Simon Whitlock for a place in the semis. Mervyn King goes home defeated in a last leg decider, and it was all of his own making.